What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Cashed Out, and today we're going to be talking about my new favorite lens right here. Now, this is the Canon RF 70-200 f4 lens, and I absolutely love this lens. It's become my go-to for everything, photos and video, and I actually had a little bit of a hard time choosing between this f4 and the f2.8 version of the same lens, but I decided to settle in on this one, and I have not regretted it at all. So if you're watching this video, you probably don't have an unlimited budget, and you're probably trying to decide if you want to go with this f4 lens or if you want to go with the bigger f2.8 lens. And my recommendation is definitely go with this f4 lens. You're not going to regret it. You're not going to lose anything, and if anything, you're going to gain a couple things, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about. There are three main things that you're going to get with going with this lens, and the first thing you're going to gain is you're going to gain a lot more money. Okay, a lot more money, and what I mean by that is that this f4 lens is about $1,000 cheaper than the f2.8 version of it. Now, for me, I was a little bit hesitant going with the f4 because all my prior lenses, maybe my 85, my other 70-200, they were all f2.8 and wider. So I was so used to shooting that wide aperture, so I was a little bit nervous about getting the same look and feel in my photos and video that I used to get when I switch over to this f4. And I have to tell you, after using this for over a month, I've used it for client projects, I've used it for personal projects, and I don't miss the 2.8 aperture at all. I definitely do not miss it, and that's actually very surprising for me because having that history of using 2.8 and wider for so many years, this has definitely been a refreshing change to how I shoot my photos and video. The big gain of saving $1,000 of going with this cheaper lens is that you can use that money now to be able to apply it to other things to make your videos look better. Now, your lights are important. If you have any sound equipment, that's important, and you don't have to spend all of your money on glass. And now, glass is important, don't get me wrong, but if it's between getting this lens or spending $1,000 more and not being able to get other pieces to make your videos look nice, then I just recommend just get this lens and save that money. That's my recommendation. So that's the first thing you're going to gain. You're going to save a ton of money and be able to apply that and use that in different areas. Now, the second thing that you're going to gain is some absolutely gorgeous footage. I'll have to tell you, the footage coming out of this lens is fantastic. It's actually better than I thought it would be, especially at that f4 aperture. I was able to still get that good shallow depth of field by using the zoom on the 70-200 in conjunction with that f4 aperture. Now, that allowed me to still be able to get some really good footage, and I like the results that I've been getting with it. And it's not exactly the same as the f2.8 version just because you have to change up your framing a little bit differently, but you still get the same result. You still get nice bokeh on the background, you still get nice looking crisp images, and I absolutely enjoy it. When it comes to videos, I've shot a couple of different events, and the video footage has turned out beautifully. I have zero complaints, zero regrets with buying this lens. Absolutely love it. Since this lens is an f4, one of the bigger concerns that people have is in terms of low light performance, and it actually worked pretty well when I paired it up with my Canon EOS R6. So if you have a camera that's pretty good with low light performance and you tie it up with this f4 aperture, you should be able to still use that ISO and still get some good footage without a ton of noise in it. So the f4, for me, at least from my experience with the R6, it hasn't been an issue. I haven't really had any problems where it's just too dark for me to be able to get good footage. I've still been able to get quality footage in low light situations. So not as bright, obviously you're not going to get as much light in as you would with a 1.8 or f2.8, but at f4 and for that price difference, I'll take it all day. It's perfectly fine for me. The last thing you're gonna gain when using this 70-200 lens is you're gonna gain a ton more reach. Now, this is important, especially if you're shooting events where you can't really get up close and personal or super close to your subject or to whoever you're photographing. I've shot several events with this lens and it's worked out fantastic. I'm still able to get that reach and be able to frame my shots the way I want to. And with that f4 aperture, I can still get some good background blur, some good separation with the compression from the zoom, and it just looks fantastic. The reach is really good. It's much further than my 24-70 that I used to have, and I really like it. I really like this lens. I am definitely not disappointed. The price tag, don't let the lower price tag fool you. I was kind of hesitant because of that. I was like, how good of a glass is it being $1,000 cheaper? It's very good. It's darn good glass because seriously, it's still got the red ring. It's still one of the Canon high-level lines, so you're not really losing a ton of quality with this lens. So anyway, just wanted to run through that with you guys. This has become one of my favorite new lenses in my kit. I absolutely love it. It's replaced a couple lenses for me, and it's definitely been a really good go-to for me. So if you're on the fence about getting this 70-200 f4 Canon RF lens, get it. don't hesitate. Just go ahead and get it. You won't regret it. You can thank me later. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll tune in next time right here on Cashed Out. Take it easy, guys.